With the tournament win over Burns yesterday, our Harrisburg boys are in the Final Four and matched against the top-ranked Eagles of Westside Christian. A win today sends Harrisburg to the state championship game. A loss doesn't mean it's over, however, as they would still play one more game tomorrow for either third or fifth place. We've moved down the road from North Bend to Marshfield High School for these final matches.
3A boys basketball state championship tournament. This is the first state semifinal between two Eagles squads that are 22-5 on the season. And hey, they've already met once before back on December 28th. That was a 66-43 victory at Harrisburg High School for the Westside Christian Eagles in that matchup, as Westside Christian has been able to face off against two teams they've already played early in the season here in their opening round games. They defeated the Neocani Pirates yesterday 67-39. Now they match up against Harrisburg here this afternoon in the first semifinal. For Harrisburg, they defeated the Burns Highlanders yesterday 44-29 to set up this showdown to have a chance to play for a state championship tomorrow night at 6:30 here at Marshfield's Pirate Palace, as we have two quality coaching staffs for the visiting Harrisburg Eagles. This is the second stint for Coach Terry Crabb. In his last 5 years, he's amassed a 74-48 overall record, as Taryn was the Moda Health player of the game in yesterday's match for the Harrisburg Eagles with a 17 points, 2 rebound, 4 assist game for him. And for the Westside Christian Eagles, coached by David Henry in his 9th season, this is his 3rd consecutive Final 8 trip to Coos Bay, as he has a 124-102 overall record. As his Moda Health player of the game yesterday was Khalid Hodge, who had 9 points, 2 rebounds, 7 assists, and 7 steals. It was a second and third quarter explosion for the Westside Christian Eagles to come away with the victory in that match. As we're going to have the starting lineups introduced to you soon enough here down on the court, as now that we've hit the semifinal round, starting to see more of the big media start to show up here for this match, as the visiting Eagles playing in black today, as that's one of the things when you're the lower seeded team, you're the away team. You know, how many jerseys do you have? As they do a good job of it for Coach David Henry. The last 2 years, they've only had to worry about bringing the whites here to Coos Bay. It's always a special nod to be able to get the 1 seed in such a difficult and extremely talented tournament with 2 semifinals on the way. If you're a basketball fan in the state of Oregon, you have found yourself in the right spot right now. We've got Valley Catholic to our left. They're watching this game, as no better thing to do on a Friday afternoon in Coos Bay here than to check out these games. First up is going to be the visitors, the Harrisburg Eagles out of the Mountain Valley. They had an 11-1 league record this year, as the assistant coaches for Terry Crabb are Jordan Bueller, Josh Davis, and Trey Crabb. For the Eagles, it's their 3rd consecutive playoff appearance, but their first Final 8 trip. Last year they lost in the second round at De La Salle North Catholic. As first starter is junior guard Taryn Crabb, first team All-Mountain Valley. Followed by sophomore guard Jordan Baker. He had 6 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist yesterday. Senior guard, 6'2", first team All-Mountain Valley, Jack Lidbeck. He averages 15 a game. He had 13 in last night's win. Followed by senior guard, 6'2", Jackson Davis. He had 6 points, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. And junior post, 6'5", Jaden Bellinger, honorable mention selection, who had 16 rebounds in yesterday's win. Averages 13.4. He was controlling the glass last night. Now for the Westside Christian Eagles, along with head coach David Henry, assistant coaches Andrew Kreitz, Mark Howell, and Taryn Pickett. First starter, senior guard, 6 feet, Will Ficker, first team all Lewis and Clark. He had 13 and 6 yesterday, followed by senior guard, Khalid Hodge, second team all Lewis and Clark, and the Moda Health player of the game. Followed by junior forward, Kyler Kreitz. He had 13 points and 5 rebounds yesterday. Junior guard, Jack Leland with 7 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, and 5 steals. He put up a 4x5. And the Lewis and Clark Player of the Year, Dax Hanslick. He will throw down hammers, folks, as he put up 12 points, 9 rebounds, 1 assist, and I want to say he had at least 4 or 5 dunks, as Coach Henry definitely had a few nice plays set up for his senior big man. It's going to be Hanslick and Bellinger to take the tip. The Eagles of Harrisburg in black, the Eagles of Westside Christian in white, and Bellinger comes up with the ball and immediately throws it into the backcourt for the violation, and he looks at himself and says, yeah, I get it. Not your typical place to play for the big man in that moment. So turnover and possession arrow will belong to Westside Christian. Hodge starts the offense for Westside. Can't just say Eagles in this one. Ficker up top as they work it around the perimeter right now. They look inside to Hanslick on a lob, gets deflected, and Bellinger comes up with the loose ball. Another rebound for him, as we don't have live stats for you on this side right now, but we hope to. So Kyler Kreitz with the game's first foul, as that's tossed into the backcourt to Taryn Crabb. Bellinger looks to give the screen as Kreitz and Leland want a double. In the corner it goes to Lidbeck. He's one of the shooters for the Eagles. Crabb in the corner. There's a feed inside Bellinger. It goes off the foot of Hodge. Bellinger on the floor. Jump ball called, and the possession belongs to the Eagles of Westside. See, it's going to be difficult. We'll do our best. It happens every so often. We didn't get Dayton and Neocani matched up, as we did send 2 Pirates teams here to Coos Bay. Scoreless first minute. As there's a bounce to Leland, back out Ficker, looks to drive baseline as he kicks it out to Hanslick, that is Kreitz for 3. So Kyler Kreitz starts things off with the triple from outside. He had 13 yesterday. As again, the Eagles of Westside will play strong defense. They come up with a steal. Hanslick has a putback inside, and a quick timeout called on the court by Coach Crabb as he sees his team fall down quickly 5-0. During that timeout, it looked like Coach Crabb felt like he had called the 30-second, so he's going to end up right now. So Crabb facing a double team to Lidbeck. Gets it into the front court, defended tightly by Jack Leland. He has done it this year of taking on the team's star guard, and this time the shot is knocked out of bounds, and it goes back to Westside Christian. Leland on the wing. Over to Hodge. They swing it around the perimeter. 3 is up from Leland, and it's down.
Just like so many other times this year, our unblinking Berg boys take a punch, get up, and get to work.
So the Eagles, quick start here against Harrisburg as Crabb trying to settle down Harrisburg on offense. Shot is up from distance, and that one falls. Jack Lidbeck, big points needed for Harrisburg as they trail by 5. Hodge quickly releases. Crabb will bring it ahead. Leland defends. leads to a deflection and out of bounds on Baker. Possession back to Westside. It was their second and third quarters yesterday against Neocani where they really just blitzed the Pirates. And now, though, they are starting out strong. 3 players all with a made field goal to start. Cross-court pass, Hodge gets inside. Got a whistle on the play. And for Terran Crabb is first team foul. Leland under the basket to inbound. Look to free up Ficker outside. He'll drive in, gets all the way to the cup, but left it a little short. Bellinger the rebound inside. Crabb picks up his dribble over to Davis, defended by Hanslick. Drives left. Davis gets the shot up and it drops. So big bucket for Jackson Davis has Harrisburg within a possession, 4-16. Kreitz up top, finds Ficker. He'll drive left, back out. Kreitz on the wing, in the corner to Ficker. And stolen inside by Lidbeck. Davis will inbound to Crabb. Here comes the double team as Terran dribbles out of it. Drops it back to Lidbeck. And defense for Westside Christian. Crabb looks to drive baseline. Hodge seals it off. Looking to hand off now as the Eagles get some hands on it. And we've got a whistle for 2 shots coming. And that's going to go against Rowan Reed, who had checked in a moment ago. So 2 at the line coming for Terran Crabb. And gets the shooter's bounce off the back iron. One more at the line, he can make it a 1-possession game. And he does, so 1-point margin. Hodge to Reed, back to Ficker. Looks inside, tipped by Davis. Tried to force that one inside to Hanslick. And that time just good heads-up defense by Jackson Davis. He gets the pass, hands it right back to Terran Crabb. On the wing, Lidbeck launches and hits. Jack Lidbeck doing what he's done all season long for Harrisburg. Their second made 3 gives them now a 2-point lead. Each team has hit twice from outside so far. Ficker drives from the left corner. Extra pass for Reed, off his hands, out of play. Lidbeck in the backcourt as the Eagles look to apply a bit of on-ball pressure. Crabb drives, loses it. Leland comes up with a loose ball, sprints down Broadway, left it short. And Baker, needing to pass out, finds Lidbeck. Finds the point guard, and Crabb will bring it ahead. Bellinger wants to give a screen. Leland got his hands on it. Davis sprints by the 2 of them. Can he get by Ficker? He can. Jackson Davis coming up with 2 big plays now on offense. Now it is the Harrisburg Eagles with the 4-point lead. Ficker asks for a screen, picks up the dribble. Got Reed baseline. They look for Leland, tipped by Crabb, stolen by Baker. As Harrisburg, those 5 players on the court played all 32 minutes yesterday. Expect to see them a similar output here today. Lidbeck to Crabb. Back in the corner goes Lidbeck. He picks up his dribble, looks for Crabb. It's a tough spot to play, and that one is knocked out of bounds. Lidbeck in front of the Eagles bench. Passes into the backcourt to Crabbe. Drives off the right side, gets it to Lidbeck, and we're going to get a blocking foul against Jack Leland. That's the fourth team foul, first personal. Crabbe drives baseline. Hodge helps seal it off for Leland. Pass high to Davis, gets by Hanslick. There's a +1 advantage, and Davis in the corner. Back up top, Lidbeck. Out comes Ficker. Shot is up. Oh, it's down again. Jack Lidbeck, third triple for Harrisburg. And that's an easy way to extend your lead when you can hit from outside like that.
That three capped off a 15-0 run for Harrisburg before Westside finally answered.
Shot is up from Hodge, and he matches Lidbeck's triple from a moment ago. 4-point margin. 2-second discrepancy between shot and game clock, so we'll see if Harrisburg milks it down to the end of the shot clock here. First good look. First good look for Lidbeck, and it leads to a Bellinger three. Quickly out to Taryn Crabbe. That one's short right. Chased down by Hanslick. Stripped from behind by Crabbe off the foot of Dax Hanslick. And the Harrisburg fans that made the trip out, they are making themselves heard right now. We've got a good crowd here for the semifinal. 11.6 on the clock. Inbound to Crabbe. He's got Lidbeck in the corner as he comes across the paint. Little floater with the right hand is good from 5 feet out. There's a quick shot from Leland. And after one, Harrisburg 17, Westside Christian 11. Here in the semifinal round, after one, it's the Eagles of Harrisburg with the lead. Harrisburg basketball to open the second quarter, as they had trailed for most of that first, but some hot shooting outside from Jack Lidbeck, and they took the lead. They now lead by 6 here to start. This one's tipped out of bounds, remains with Harrisburg. So Lidbeck in front of the the West Side bench. Again, into the backcourt it goes to Tarrant. Attempted pass inside to Davis is deflected out of play. They'll try it once more. So Lidbeck from the sideline, bounce to Davis. Defended tightly by Leland. Davis has it, finds a pass to Lidbeck, and it goes through his legs. And there's the aggressive style of defense from Westside playing off as it leads to a turnover. Now they need a bucket. Ficker, Kreitz, pass back to Ficker. He'll drive inside. That one looked like it got blocked. Hodge was able to get a shot up, and then a deflection leads to a foul. And that's the second on Khalid Hodge. So the young man with 7 steals yesterday. This time he got his hands caught in the moment. Inbounds to Crabbe. Comes a double team with Hodge, who gets his hands on it now. Jump ball is called. And possession arrow says Westside. So that's in some ways, you might even say a risky play for Khalid Hodge, knowing that he had 2 fouls, as Coach Henry subs the young man out right now. As in the game is Jonah Lee. As there's a steal by Baker. Tarrant in the front court. Lidbeck on the wing. Back to Crabbe. Inside Lidbeck. Free throw line jumper is short left, and Leland the rebound. Ahead to Ficker. Kicks it back in the corner. It goes to Lee, all the way around to Hanslick. Quiet first half so far for Dax, just 1 bucket. Up top, Kreitz. Got it. Big bucket for Westside there. Brings it within 4. Crabb on the wing, Lidbeck gets it right back. Davis drives baseline. And this one's going to be knocked out of play. So Westside off the inbound. Will Ficker calls out the offense. That's Harrisburg in the 2-3 zone. Shot from Hanslick, and he nails it. Said a moment ago he'd been a little quiet. Now he hits from outside. Each team with 3 triples hit. And Westside Christian Eagles are within 1. Cross-court, Davis down low, and we're going to get an offensive foul called. I believe this is Bellinger in the paint. And it does go against Bellinger, his first team foul. So Leland will come ahead. In the corner, Lee. Comes back high, finds Hanslick, just hit a moment ago, passes off. Extra pass inside Ficker. He'll attack from down low. Hook shot doesn't fall. And we're going to get a pushing call against Kyler Kreitz. I like to remind folks, there is no such call as over the back. What they mean to say is a push. And for Kyler Kreitz, he is now the second Westside Christian Eagle with 2 fouls. And Rowan Reed will check in. Crabb will bring it ahead on the inbounds. Scoreless second quarter right now for Harrisburg. And Leland takes the cookies away from Davis, and he goes all the way to the cup for 2 to retake the lead for Westside Christian. 5 points now for Jack Leland. Westside playing man, and we're going to call an offensive. So Taryn Crabb now, the first Harrisburg Eagle with 2 fouls. Leland will inbound in front of his bench. We've got Ficker, Hanslick, along with Reed and Lee, defended by same starting 5 we've seen all tournament long. Crabb, Baker, Lidbeck, Davis, and Bellinger. Reed baseline, out to Lee. Pass to Hanslick. Got there after a deflection. Ficker inside, pass baseline, Reed, stolen by Bellinger. Quick hands from the big man inside to rip that one away. But it's been a 7-0 quarter for Westside right now. Halfway through the period. Inside entry to Jaden Bellinger. That one sits on the back iron and falls through. First points of the game for Jaden. He only had a bucket yesterday to go with those 16 rebounds. On the year, he averages 8 points. And get a hold on the wrist against Jordan Baker. First personal, 3rd team foul. Ficker will head baseline to inbound. Harrisburg switches to man defense, or this is how they start the 2-3 zone. Reed baseline, and he's going to draw a block, and they'll say it's in the act of shooting. So Jordan Baker, 2 quick fouls in succession lead to free throws for Rowan Reed. First at the line is good for Reed. We're tied at 19. And he hits the second. 1 point Westside lead, following a pair at the line from Reed. Crabb to Lidbeck. Now it looks to be a 1-3-1 zone for Westside. Back to inbound. Goes all the way into the backcourt to Crab. Working against the zone. Crab gets inside, out to Davis. He'll drive, pull up, 18-footer is true. Jackson Davis retakes the lead. He's up to 6 points now. Ficker drive, pass underhand to Reed inside, back to Ficker, head fake, left it short. Two Westside Eagles fight for possession. Out of bounds it goes, and it stays with Westside. Hanslick, up top to Ficker. Back to Dax. Baker comes out to defend. This will be the 2-3 zone for Harrisburg. As whistle on the baseline. And it's now bonus time, as that is the first on Jackson Davis. So 2 coming up at the free throw line for Will Ficker. As he ties it at 21, hit first points of the game for Ficker. Khalid Hodge will check on for Jonah Lee with 2:34 remaining here in the half. That one flanks off, but Reed gets the rebound, deflected by Davis, who comes away with the steal. Crab being defended by Leland. Go for the Mitch Richmond crossover. Instead finds the shooter, and Lidbeck. Third time this morning, Jack Lidbeck is hit from outside. I should say this afternoon. We were just here this morning. That's how long it's been. And Ficker the other way. Doesn't get all 3 points back, but he gets 2 of them on a nice bucket inside. Under 2 remaining here in the opening half of action of our first semifinal. Lidbeck to Crab. Working against the zone defense right now. Deflection, and another deflection. Baker saves it. And they say a steal now for Leland to Hodge. And he gets that up off the glass. Eagles of Westside back on top. Hodge with 5. So some defensive handiwork being played. As a block against Khalid Hodge, and that will be number 3 for Khalid. So Jonah Lee checks in for Khalid Hodge. 1:21 to go. Into the backcourt, Crab. Jack Leland's been doing his best defensive work against Crab. Comes up with another deflection, this time from behind. Leads to a run out for Ficker. And a block down low. And that is now the 3rd on Jordan Baker. So we'll see how Coach Crab plays this, because yesterday he only played 5 players. And now he's got someone in foul trouble, and that can sometimes change things. As Ficker extends the lead to 2. 1 more at the line. And he gets him. So a 3-point Westside lead now. Ficker, 5 points, all here in the second. Crab to Lidbeck. There's the bounce to Davis. Davis drives, and there's the right-handed floater in the lane for Jackson Davis. Up to 8 points now. Quickly the other way from Ficker. Tipped around, Baker comes up the loose ball. Finds Crab. 9-second difference between shot and game clock. Bounce to Davis. Goes back to Lidbeck. Davis drives baseline. Pass back out, Lidbeck, corner three's up. Rims off, Bellinger's there, goes right back up. Too strong off the window, Hanslick the rebound. He'll start the fast break himself, goes all the way to the cup for two. The long arms of Hanslick, once he got in motion and left through the air, there was no stopping that layup. Chance for a final buzzer beater. Crabb launches at the buzzer, back iron, no, and at the half, it is now Westside Christian 29, Harrisburg 26, as it's been a back and forth first half of action. We'll take a break here on the NFHS. Some stats recap while you watch that in the background right now. First, for the leading Westside Christian Eagles, Allen scoring for them 7 points from Dax Hanslick. Then 4 players have 5 points. Will Ficker, Khalid Hodge, Kyler Kreitz, and Jack Leland, followed by 2 made free throws from Rowan Reed. Westside has hit 4 made triples, and they are 5 for 6 at the free throw line. For Harrisburg, they are led in scoring 9 points from Jack Lidbeck on 3 made triples, 8 points for Jackson Davis on 4 made field goals. It's 5 points for Taryn Crabb and 2 points for Jaden Bellinger. As players in foul trouble, Jordan Baker has 3 for Harrisburg, Khalid Hodge has 3 for Westside, and then 2 players have 2 each. Kyler Kreitz for Westside and Taryn Crabb for Westside, as 2 starters, 2 backcourts essentially are what's in foul trouble for each of these teams. So we'll see how that plays out as the second half continues on. One thing of note is how we mentioned that Coach Terry Crabb, he only played 5 of his 9 on the roster. As these 2 teams, they are within 3 points at halftime. It was a 6-point lead for Harrisburg after 1, but they were outscored 18-9 by Westside Christian in that second quarter to give the Westside Christian Eagles the narrow 3-point lead. Still anybody's ball game. The winner of this game will play tomorrow night at 6:30 in the state championship game against the winner of Cascade Christian and Valley Catholic. That game takes place following this match. And the loser will play the loser of Cascade Christian Valley Catholic. That game will take place, the third place, at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow. It's going to be a long day of basketball. Quick score adjustment, as looks like Lidbeck has 12. I had him at 9. As it'll be Harrisburg basketball to start the third quarter. They bring their starters back out onto the court. Taryn Crabb, Jordan Baker, Jack Lidbeck, Jackson Davis, and Jaden Bellinger. Defended by starting 5 for Westside, Will Ficker, Khalid Hodge, Kyler Kreitz, Jack Leland, and Dax Hanslick. Davis baseline, he now has 10 points for Harrisburg as that one falls inside. He's hit a few tough shots now for Harrisburg. And you've always got to have somebody that can give you a bucket when you need it. Hodge to Leland. They look inside. Hanslick opens up outside. Ficker back to Kreitz. Corner three's up. It's short left. Rebounded by Taryn Crabb. Methodical Harrisburg offense. Lidbeck on the pass, goes back to Crabb. Tries to split the double team, knocked away from behind. Lidbeck still on the ground. Crabb had it for a moment, and that's going to be a foul on Jackson Davis.
Refs are letting them play right now. You know, it's good.
Yeah, the second quarter had a few fouls called. Jordan Baker, all 3 of his fouls came there in that second. One of the notes that the coaches said is they felt like the foul reset can also help the officials out to adjust to how a game is being played naturally on the court by the teams. Ficker jumps into the paint, kicks it into the corner to Hodge for three, and that's down. Westside goes up by 4 off the triple from Khalid Hodge. 5th made 3 of the game for Westside. Hodge is up to 8. Lidbeck to Crabb. As Baker on the wing gets it right back. Looks inside to Davis, and it looked like Lidbeck was the proper rotation to make on that, but Harrisburg keeps possession on the baseline. Senior Lidbeck goes up top to Crabb. And we're going to get a foul call.
Yeah, Westside's had great aggressive defense. In the second quarter, they were able to pick the ball handler a few times. That aggressiveness carrying over to the third quarter, but we were just talking about letting it play. There's a hit foul.
So that one went against Leland. Here comes a deflection and a steal. Leland on the run out, gets it to fall. And quick +3 in the scoring column for Westside right now. As again, zone defense being used by the Eagles. Crabb back out Lidbeck. Tries to find a seam. Crabb on the wing will come inside, back out Lidbeck. He's got Davis to his left and gets the scoop shot to fall. And then a quick timeout for Coach Crabb, in which he made sure to say, nope, I just want the 30-second timeout. So far, Westside Christian's David Henry yet to call a timeout. Coach Terry Crabb has 3 timeouts remaining, 2 30s and 1 60. Be Will Ficker basketball as he inbounds Khalid Hodge. He'll start the offense against the 2-3 zone look for Harrisburg. Hanslick on the wing, defended by Davis, and a draw hand check call. And for Jackson Davis, that's now his 3rd, 2nd here in the quarter. Davis and Baker with 3 fouls for Coach Crabb.
Westside narrowly getting a technical for a slam dunk after the whistle.
As they called that earlier against Lucas Morera, as Ficker, his shot is wide. Bellinger another rebound. As Leland comes out, and he's just too much contact. Now Jack Leland is the 4th player with 3 fouls, as Hodge and Leland with 3. It looks like we'll see a substitution as Javon Goodrich will check in now. And he'll check in for Jack Leland. Darren Crabb start the offense against a 3-2 zone look. Baker back up top, Lidbeck. High post, Davis quickly out to Baker, launches, nothing but net. Harrisburg back within 1. Jordan Baker's first triple of the game from outside. Ficker has Hanslick getting the high post. Goodrich back to Dax now. They swing it around. Ficker's got some space, pulls up, 16-footer short. Rebound Lidbeck. Now Crabb will bring it ahead. Back and forth between Crabb and Lidbeck. They go low to Bellinger. Head fake, and he just rushed the shot once everyone flew by. Ficker goes all the way to the cup, and Davis kind of got caught in no man's land, and that led to a layup for Will Ficker, who's now up to 7 points, halfway through the 3rd. Same margin we had at halftime of a 3-point Westside lead. Lidbeck from where he stands, left it short, but Davis gets the rebound. Baker, who just hit from that spot, passes out. Extra pass, corner 3, Jackson Davis. Rims out, Hodge keeps it in play. And he'll start the offense down Broadway, pulls it back out. as Crabb tries to come up with a deflection. Ficker on the wing, launches, rims off. Hanslick comes up with the offensive rebound, has to tip it out, and that's off the inside iron to Davis. Dax Hanslick almost had an NBA-style offensive rebound with the slam putback. High post Davis out to Baker. Can he do it again? No. Tipped out. Lidbeck's the first man to the ball. Extra pass, Bellinger under the hoop for two. So Jaden Bellinger up to 4 points off the assist from Jack Lidbeck. Hodge calls out the offense. They work it around Hodge on the wing. Leads hit twice from outside so far. High post Ficker out to Hanslick. He'll drive, pull up for the jumper. Bounces high off the iron twice. Rebound Bellinger. And he's fouled on the rebound attempt by Javon Goodrich. Just a 1 point margin, 36-35. As again, appears to be zone defense. This time, though, it might be the 2-3 zone for Westside. Lidbeck working against Ficker in the double team. Has this one kicked out of bounds by Kyler Kreitz. Lidbeck from the baseline. Has that one stolen by Leland off the inbounds. He'll get it off to Ficker. Under 2 to play here in the third. And we're going to have our first timeout called by David Henry. He'll take a full timeout to talk things over. We'll be back in a moment. .157 here coming out of the timeout from Westside Christian. They have 4 timeouts remaining. Leland will inbounds to Hodge with Ficker, Kreitz, and Hanslick on the floor, defended by Baker, Crabb, Bellinger, Lidbeck, and Davis. Hanslick, right corner threes up, in and out, halfway down before it came back out and spilled into the hands of Jaden Bellinger, who just has a knack for finding rebounds. Ahead the pass goes Davis. He'll drive all the way to the cup, and he's fouled. And I believe that is Kyler Kreitz. It is on Kreitz, and he's now the third Westside Eagle with 3. Leland, Kreitz, and Hodge with 3. For Harrisburg, Baker, and Davis with 3. This is 2 at the line for Jackson. And we're tied at 36. That one rims out. Rebound by Bellinger with the offensive board and putback. 6 points and at least as many rebounds now for Jaden Bellinger. Hodge, quick pass to Leland. Gets it right back on the wing. Goes to Hanslick. And there's a soft pass that ended up to Hodge. Had danger written all over it. Hodge's 3, a little strong, rebound Bellinger. Under a minute to go. Lidbeck drives, pulls up on the wing, finds Davis, sealed off by Hanslick. In the corner now, Lidbeck tries to find some space, defended by Ficker. With a steal, great hands from Will Ficker. Here he comes the other way with the layup, tied at 38. 9 points for Ficker, under 30 to play here in the quarter. Crabb comes into the front court behind the back. Shot clock turned off. Spin move against Hodge, who comes away with the deflection, throws it up. Quick pass to Ficker. He goes all the way up for the bucket in one motion. 7 on the clock. quick. We're going to call backcourt violation.
The refs had made egregiously bad calls all game, but none perhaps more costly than this one.
Harrisburg doesn't like the call. With 5.4 on the clock, they need to focus on defense right now. Inbounds, Hanslick, drives baseline. Count the bucket with the foul.
Which only led to another terrible call.
Momentum is swinging right now. Westside is rolling.
Got 6 straight points, 4 from Ficker, 2 from Hanslick with 1 at the line with 2.4 remaining. That's the second foul on Jaden Bellinger. As Rowan Reed just came on, he's going to replace Kyler Kreitz. Hanslick hits the free throw. Davis off the inbounds, gets it up, but it's long of everything. After 3, it's Westside 43, Harrisburg 38. As we'll take a break and be back with your 4th and final frame when we return in a moment. Taryn Crabb, Jordan Baker, Jack Lidbeck, Jackson Davis, and Jaden Bellinger. Davis and Davis and Baker with 3, Crabb with 2, along with Bellinger. Lidbeck has no fouls. On the court for Westside goes Leland, Hodge, Ficker, Kreitz, and Hanslick, and it's Hodge and Kreitz along with Leland that have 3 fouls. Hanslick just outside the post, turns, loses this one out of bounds. And in the background, you hear those Harrisburg Eagle fans make themselves heard. Inbounds to Crabb. Westside providing full court pressure. Hanslick almost came up with the steal before that ended up on the baseline.
He wants to earn that turnover back.
Get it to Lidbeck. Here comes the double in the corner. Difficult spot. And we have a timeout, Coach Crabb. We do. The call's a quick one from mid-court. So Davis, and they get it into the same corner spot for Lidbeck, who just has to go off the leg of Hanslick. So the shot clock will work against them, but right now they're looking for a clean entry. Davis back to Crabb. He crosses the front court now with 15 on the shot clock. Hands off Lidbeck. Comes high. Crabb, 3 on the clock, all the way to the cup. Count the bucket for Taryn Crabb.
It's showtime right now. It's the 4th quarter. You got to pull them all out right now.
And a timely bucket for him. That's just his 4th point. Foul goes against Kyler Kreitz. That is his 4th. He's the first player sitting on 4. And we are now at 43-41. Leland on the wing. They got Kreitz high post. They go back up top to Hodge. Cross court Leland. Corner 3 is up. Off front iron. Kreitz the offensive rebound. Too strong. Hanslick tips it to himself. And he's got the offensive putback. That boy's got springs in his shoes. He was the first one back up off the floor. Bellinger comes out for a screen. Crabb can't use it. Kreitz has to be careful with how he defends that with 4. Lidbeck, open 3 off the screen. Bounces off the inside iron. Hodge escapes the defense. And he's trying to push the pressure. Spin move gets fouled. If this is Baker, it's his 4th. It's against Crabb, and that's his 3rd. So Crabb, Baker, and Davis with 3. Bellinger with 2. Ficker to Hanslick. 2-3 zone for Harrisburg. Kreitz wants to post up Lidbeck. Leland flashed on the back end. Ficker takes the jumper. It's long. Bellinger, another defensive rebound. As Crabbe crosses the timeline. 6 minutes remaining. Trailing by 4. A whole lot of dribbling by Crabbe to get past Leland. As he finds Bellinger. Gets it right back to Crabbe. Head fake, drives baseline. Swings a pass out Baker in the corner, Lidbeck. And it looks like he was held on the play by Hanslick. Just the first on Dax, second team foul for Westside.
Despite the challenge of being down against the #1 team in the state, Harrisburg knows how to scrape and claw back.
Lidbeck working a pass fake. Has 5 to get it in. Finds Bellinger. Out to Crabbe. Has a screen to his right, uses it. Defense hedges high, and Crabbe floats one up, knocked around. On the ground, Davis is there, finds Baker, out to Crabbe. He'll restart the offense, finds Lidbeck, getting some space, back out Davis. Up top, Crabbe. In the lane, feeds it behind to Bellinger. Heads up play for Taryn Crabbe to come up with that assist. Bellinger brings the Harrisburg Eagles within 2. 30-second timeout on the court for Coach David Henry. As Harrisburg stays within a possession right now, but in the second half, Westside has been able to keep the lead. They've been playing some aggressive defense on both ends of the court. We've got a few players in foul trouble. The only one sitting on 4 right now, though, is Westside's Kyler Kreitz. So Hodge, as the offense gets started, pass to Hanslick, cross-court Ficker. Gets inside the paint, as that pass intended for Kreitz out of bounds, back to Harrisburg. A chance for Harrisburg to tie or take the lead. Crabbe gets the pass from Lidbeck. Bellinger comes high, doesn't use the screen, drives right, head fake, knocked out of his hands, and a foul. If it's Kreitz, he's done for the night. They say it's Khalid Hodge, and Hodge now becomes the second Westside member with 4. As you can feel the tension with all those fouls. Crabbe gets the first at the line. He's got 4 points here in the 4th. He has Harrisburg within a single digit now. And he ties it 45. Hodge up top, Leland. Extra pass, Ficker drives against Lidbeck, sealed off on the baseline. Swings it to Hanslick. He'll work against Davis. On the spin move against Bellinger. Good defense from Bellinger to keep his hands vertical. As that one rims out, tied at 45. 4 minutes have expired, 4 minutes remain in a 45-all game. Lidbeck corner 3, bounces off back iron. Ficker the rebound. He's got speed, he'll use it. In the corner, Leland's 3's up, and it's down. And Jordan Baker now has 4 personal fouls for Harrisburg. And it'll be Westside ball on the baseline. Hanslick finds Ficker. They're going to run Hanslick around the screen. Back up top, Kreitz. As Hodge runs near corner for Ficker. High post entry to Hanslick. Spins in the lane. Gets it to fall. They count the bucket. Count the bucket. Foul goes against Baker, and his day is done. So 2 quick fouls for Jordan Baker. Hanslick up to 14 points, has an and one coming. And after just being tied at 45 a moment ago, Hanslick free throw can make it a 6-point lead. He does. So Hanslick up to 15 points now.
Taryn put in a heroic fourth quarter effort, keeping our Eagles' hopes alive for a chance at a state championship.
Lidbeck, Davis. Up top they go as the new man that entered the game is freshman Chase Herrera. As Crabb, floater in the lane is true. Harrisburg trails by 4 with 3 minutes to go. Chase Herrera is getting a baptism by fire. The freshman, his first action in the state tournament comes in the semifinal round in the fourth quarter with under 3 to play. Ficker drives baseline, and they're going to call a foul, it looks like, against Lidbeck. Non-shooting foul. But we're still in the semis. We've got a whistle away from the ball against Kyler Kreitz.
You know, right now, every possession matters, because if you're not scoring points, you're taking time off the clock. Both of them are critical right now.
And for Kyler Kreitz, just as we saw Jordan Baker foul out a moment ago, his night is done. So Kreitz will finish with 5 points for Coach Henry as Rowan Reed enters the game as his replacement with 2:34 remaining. It's Westside 51. They get the steal, trying to add to the lead. Leland inside to Reed. Extra pass, Hanslick, and he's got the bucket right there. He's now up to 17 points with 7 here in the quarter. The lead is back up to 6 for Westside. Lidbeck bounce to Crabb. And now the methodical offense has to play with a bit of tempo. Lidbeck's wing 3 is up. It's short. Bellinger can't control the rebound. Ficker has it. Even numbers. He takes it himself with the speed. Can't get the English off the glass to fall down. As Chase Herrera had the rebound to Crabb. 1:48 to play. Again, trailing by 6. Harrisburg has to up their tempo if they can. Crabb tries to split the defense on the wing. Herrera being hounded by Hodge. Lidbeck baseline jumper. No, Crabb baseline jumper doesn't fall. We got a foul, and this should be free throws now for Westside. For Jaden Bellinger, his 3rd, and Will Ficker will shoot 2. He's 3 for 4 at the charity line. Had all of his attempts back in the second quarter. That one pops out. So one more at the charity line for Ficker. And that one drops in. Has the lead up to 7. 12 points for Ficker. He looked to punch the first ticket to the state title game. Davis spins out, shot is wide, but he's fouled.
The major challenge in 3A basketball is getting past the private high schools who can offer valuable scholarships to whatever talented player they choose, as opposed to public schools who can only suit down players from their own districts.
That's each team now, that's a shooting foul, but each team now in the double bonus. Davis short on the first. And unable to get either at the line. Westside brings it in the front court. Up 3 possessions. They want to run the clock right now. Hanslick works inside, passes out to Hodge. Ficker up top against the zone. Crabb tries to strip it from behind. Extra pass, and there's the slam finish from Dax Hanslick as he lets the emotion out. He's got his team 9 points and 44 seconds away from appearing in their 3rd state title game in school history. Foul goes against Jack Leland. against Taryn Crabb, shooting 2. And he got the shooter's bounce. Trailing by 8, 40.7 on the clock. Coach Henry's going to call a timeout in this situation, perhaps because he thinks that they're not going to try and make this free throw. We'll take a quick timeout here, back with more from Sportscasting Unlimited. These officials have been part of these tournaments for several years now. It's just like the teams, we always try and bring the best of the best to the state tournament. Right now, 1 free throw for Taryn Crabb. And not an intentional miss, but a miss. And it puts Westside that much closer. 4-second discrepancy shot and game clock, and now you can turn the clock off as Dax Hanslick is going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Chase Herrera gets the foul. So Dax sitting on 19 points. Second. But Ficker gets the rebound, and now Westside just has to dribble the ball out unless Harrisburg fouls.
The run to a championship has ended for our young men as they get their first loss in nearly 2 months. But no one wearing purple will be hanging their heads today.
Taryn Crabb, he called it out. As you now hear the Westside Christian fans in a combination with the Harrisburg fans. Harrisburg, you can see they are celebrating this trip to the semifinals as the victors are the Westside Christian Eagles today by a score of 56-48. They come away with the victory to advance to their 2nd consecutive state title game. And back-to-back trips for Coach David Henry. They're going to stick around to see who they play next. So once again, Westside 56, Harrisburg 48.
I'm no good at goodbyes. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I'm no good at goodbyes. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. I'm no good at goodbyes.
When we started the season, we kind of had a goal that we wanted to go to Coos Bay. I think it was more of a dream and a hope than a goal. Because I don't know if we really thought we could do it or not. But we were hoping and hoping. And the fun part is that you have a dream, you set some goals, you work really hard to achieve those goals, your dreams come true. And I think that's what happened this year. It's because I really don't think that you were talking to the players in November and said, would you give me $100? Would you bet $100 you're going to Coos Bay? I don't know if they would have paid that bet or not. But after the preseason, we went 8-4 in preseason. We had a pretty darn good preseason. The one game I think we'd love to have back is the Scappoose game. But the truth is, that game showed that we did not know how to run man offense very well. We needed to change some things. And the next day, and Saturday, we came in, put in some pick and roll. We used to run a lot. And then went out and played Yamhill Carlton. And basically, we relied on pick and roll for the rest of the year. And it really did help us have success. As league started, I talked with the team because it's not me, it's always the team. What do you guys want to accomplish? What's realistic goals for us? I can coach for as long as I want to coach. I've done it forever. I mean, I don't have a 4-year window like you do in high school. So I always told them, I'm going to Coos Bay. Tell me if I'm coaching or not. Because the boys and I go to Coos Bay and watch anyway. Are we going to Coos Bay this year? Yes, we are. Okay. How are we going to do that? How hard are you willing to work? How much are you willing to sacrifice of your individual for the team? So I asked, what would be a good league record? Because last year we were 5-7, went to state playoffs. The year before we were 5-7 in league, went to state playoffs. So we thought, 8-4, that'd be pretty good. 9-3, that'd be 10-2. That's out of this world. Well, our first league game was against Pleasant Hill, as you recall, down there. And they were a little test. I told them before the game in our pre-game talk, I said, guys, there's only one team in this state that I think we can't beat. Everybody else, I don't think they have to play poorly for us to beat them. The only team is Cascade Christian. They would have to lose to us. We can't beat them. Now, I almost had to change that voice again when I said Coos Bay because we came real close to playing in the state championship. Hate to have to say I lied to you about that one. But they're sitting there going, okay. And then we went out and punched P. Hill in the mouth right away. And we held on and beat them. I think that game really gave us the confidence that I think, what, you're right. We can beat teams. We don't have to have them play poorly for us to beat them. We just have to be smart and play the game that we don't have to play. The second game we played was at Siuslaw. I'm not going to go through every game, but you'll get the point of this. We were down by 1 point against Siuslaw. And last year we lost to Siuslaw there. And at halftime, we're talking, and you just see everybody sitting there goes, we're not losing. We are not losing this game. And the same thing happened with the Elmira here at Beach Day, Beach Night. We got down 17-7. But you can just see there's no panic in their eyes. It's like, we got this, we can take care of this play by play. We have Big J and I have a statement. We say, next play, next play. We talk about with the team too, next play. That one's gone, focus on the next play. So, when we got down 17-7, I think everybody may have been a little bit nervous. But the players, we had a timeout and looked at them and go, we're fine. Slowly but surely, let's come back. And we did. We were 6-0 through the first half of the league. And then we had P. Hill come here and we played our worst game we possibly could play. A lot of bad things happened in that game. And you know what? That could have put us into a downward spiral where, oh man, out of sorts. But instead we took it out on Siuslaw the next game here. And to me, the defining game of the whole season was at Crestwell. Going into the fourth quarter, we're down by 9. And we're I'm sitting there looking at them, guys, and a player, they all looked at me and they looked at each other and go, we got this. We got this. Took overtime, but we have. And that's just the resolve they have all year long. No panic, next play, just attack, attack, attack. I got to tell you, the playoff game with Pete Hill was one of the most satisfying games that I've been associated with as a coach. For a number of reasons. But they're all due to Pete Hill. I told the young men this after the game. But before the game, I'm going to share something with you. You may have heard this. Their coach, we're doing our pregame talk, and their coach, he doesn't like me a whole lot. I don't understand why I'm so likable. But we're shaking hands, and Gavin English, their best player, had a knee brace on. I said, darling, is he okay? And he goes, who? I go, Gavin. He's got a knee brace on. Is he okay? And I'm genuinely concerned. I don't like to see kids hurt. He looked at me and he goes, he's good enough to kick your rear. Well, he didn't say rear. He said another word that said it. I looked down and he goes, oh yeah, we're kicking your tonight. I looked at him and he goes, that's what I said, we're kicking yours tonight. And he said it 3 times in a row. And I said, I don't use profanity. So after the game, I'm in the locker room. I tell the kids, I'm going to tell you something. And Jordan said, he's going to tell you a word he doesn't use. I said, this is what their coach said. So I said, guys, I told them what they said, and they're like, really? I go, and you know what I said to him? I shook his hand after the game. I said, good luck against Neocon. I hope you guys do well. I said, because no one else's actions ever dictate my emotions. I don't care what he says. And that's how we play. I don't care what other kids are doing this to our team. Nobody's actions dictate our emotions. We're in control of ourselves. had a state playoff game, I believe, at home. You know, last year and the year before, we went to Westside and De La Salle in state playoffs, and I don't think anybody thought we had a chance to win. Players, coaches, fans. It was like they're just up here. But this year we got Umatilla at home. And to start the game, I don't think anybody was. I think we were all a little nervous when it got out the words. Go, are they ever going to miss a shot? But it's the same concept that happened all year long. No panic. We're down 19-10 going in the second quarter. No panic. Just come back, do our thing, adjust what we need to do, and we saw the results of that. That's just because they just know we're just going to keep going after you, keep going after you, keep going after you. I loved the crowd against Umatilla. I loved the crowd at Thurston. Man, our student body section was so great at Thurston for that P Hill game. And I love the crowd we had here. And I know that the wrestlers were up at state tournament that night. Otherwise, we'd have another 100 people in that gym. But it's so nice just to see everybody so enthusiastic. And I go, it's kind of funny what he does to get people to come out and see him. And I said, you start having a tradition like that, people will come out. Go to Coos Bay. I had a coaches meeting on Thursday morning, so I did not get to go to breakfast with the team. So I'm walking down to have a breakfast at the hotel, and there's a guy from Burns outside talking on his phone. He doesn't know who I am. And I hear him say, yeah, we got Harrisburg today. Oh yeah, they're very beatable. Well, we should take care of them pretty easily. And I laughed at myself and go, how many of the 22 teams we meet said that? Because I don't think we scare anybody when we step on the court. The 3 games at state were awesome. I hope you all had a great experience there because I thought it was just fantastic. Westside Christian game, a few calls here, a few non-calls, a few other, well, don't call that one, and I think we're playing for a state championship. Same thing against Valley Catholic. A few calls here, a few non-calls over here, and we take a 3rd place. But we took 5th. And I think if you would have asked us at the beginning of the season, would you take the 5th place trophy, I think we would have said yes. We were the public school state champions. And then, we got this one. Don't ask me how, so I know it's not because of Jordan and myself. Taryn will tell you during the Valley Catholic game, you never heard Jordan yelling. He's down at the end of Jordan yelling at the official. That must have been pretty bad because Jordan was yelling at the official or something. But that one right there shows our fans, shows our team. Like I say, it's none of this look at me, look at me. They just play hard. They just get after it the whole time. And that's the credit, because that one means you have good character, that you do things the right way. I couldn't be prouder of this team. You know, it really shows what happens when the only thing they care about is winning. They don't care about individual results. Because everybody sacrifices a little bit to make a team come together. And it's very easy on a team where you can get jealousy and envy and, hey, I want this, I want that. But all of the kids in our program, all they want to do is just have success. They don't care who has it. I just love the fact they congratulate each other. Whoever has a good game, man, they're high-fiving that person. There's no envy, no jealousy.